Nation's Pulse on Family Life. Mondays on Family Life. Mondays during the Noon Report, we spotlight ministries that are making a difference where you live, across the country, and around the world. This week, we're spotlighting Three Springs Ministries in Tioga County, Pennsylvania. Our guest is Executive Director T.J. Arendt.
Three Springs has been in ministry since 1984, so about 41 years here in July. Yeah, and we are located in Nauvoo, or Morris Township, and we offer all kinds of experiences. We have horse camps, and then we also have the Link Hill Inn. It's an adult retreat center, and then we have the farm, which is often more youth and family retreats. We have a bus mission and travel ministry, and we have One Life. It's a 9-month Christian gap year program that we host here at Three Springs. And then we also now have the new Rush Recreation Center. It's a full gymnasium with an indoor rock wall that we have been using for all sorts of activities, for community events, sporting events, sports camps to come, and lots of exciting new things that this space is offering for all of our activities that we have here.
That's amazing. So is there an off-season at Three Springs? It sounds like you may be going year-round here. Is that true?
Yes. There's not really an off-season. We often say that it's just a different kind of busy during different parts of the year.
Sure. I'd like to know a little bit more about your adult retreat center. How does that work?
Yeah, so the Link Hill Inn is a space that we provide for different churches or other organizations that are looking for maybe a more higher-end quality experience when it comes to meals. It's a Victorian mansion with beautiful accommodations, and so all of our things that we offer here at Three Springs are all with the intention of creating a space for people to meet with Jesus and each other. And we often host marriage retreats at the Link Hill Inn, or small groups from churches, or different things like that.
Wow. Now, this gap year project, I never knew what a gap year was until my daughter said, I'm taking a gap year off from her senior year of high school to college, and that was new to me. I'd never even heard the expression, but is that kind of what this One Life gap year project is geared towards, that space between high school and college?
Correct. We believe that the years of 18 to 20 are critical years of students' lives, just setting the trajectory for where God might be leading them. The One Life discipleship program is all about developing character, calling, and relational wisdom, growing in what it means to be self-aware, others-aware, and God-aware. Where do we find ourselves in this big story that God's been writing? And so we have about 32 students here on the property for 9 months of the year. They do a lot of travel, experiential learning. There is classes, there's professors, business leaders in their fields, and just professionals in fields that come and talk. And so these students, they leave with college credit, around 30 credits that they receive on the year.
We talked to a lot of camp directors over the summer. I don't remember one that's got this much going on. I mean, when you think of family camps and horse camps and church retreats, the adult retreat center, the gap year program that you've got going on there, is that something that you do by design, or is that something where you've had to kind of diversify, for lack of a better term, when it comes to the camping experience? Because let's face it, camping has evolved over the years. When I was growing up, it was pitch a tent and build a fire, and that's camping. Now, you've got all these amenities that go along with it. Talk, if you would, a little bit, TJ, about why having all these different facets of ministry at Three Springs.
So we often say here at Three Springs that we capitalize on small. It's a lot of different things happening, small groups that are intentional for a quality experience, and we find small communities where really special things happen. Why do we do horses, right? Or why do we do mission and travel? Why did we build a gym that has a 40-foot rock wall and basketball and all the different activities? Why do we do all these things? We want to meet people where they're at, providing a space where they can feel comfortable and meet them there, and that's where God meets them, where moments at camp turn into movements in their life.
Amen.
And so we don't want just mountaintop experiences at camp. We want great experiences, but we don't want this to be the summit, right? So we want to create experiences that launch them to continue this journey in following Christ.
Yeah. Well, there's these things called smartphones that distract kids these days, and now so much of their lives are wrapped up in those digital devices. Before all of this, before we had smartphones, camping was a big thing in the summer for families. They would pack up the van or the station wagon. I don't know if they have station wagons anymore. And they'd head off to camp for a week or whatever in the mountains or at the lake. I'm wondering, TJ, is camping as big a deal today in 2025 as it was in years past?
We've definitely seen it change. And, we recognize that God never changes, right? But change is actually one of Three Springs' core values. We want to change and adapt our methods of reaching people, our methods of ministry, recognizing that our God never changes within that, and the truths of His Word never change. But we want to constantly be thinking, what can we do to go toward? We want to adapt, and so if there's something that an organization, a church, youth group is interested in doing, we want to be all about that conversation. How can we make that happen, and create an experience that is meeting people where they're at? And so is it different? Yes. I think it is different. There's been waves of kids being more interested in adventure and high activity type of experiences. But I think there's some of that coming back, extreme sport type stuff. And so there's definitely shifts and changes, and we're here to shift with it, but not shifting our values.
Amen. That's a wonderful approach to it. I coach sports, and I tell the kids, if I don't accomplish anything else this summer, at least I got you off those phones for a couple hours a day.
Yeah. and I will say, too, for our 9-month discipleship program, technology is something that they talk about quite a bit. They don't have their phones except for Sunday afternoons.
Yeah. And I imagine at the end of that week, you probably don't have a lot of kids saying, boy, that was a mistake, not having my phone.
Right. They don't miss it. They don't miss it. When you stop looking down and you start looking up.
That is TJ Arendt with Three Springs Ministries in Tioga County, Pennsylvania. And this has been Missions Pulse on Family Life. Mondays during the Noon Report, we spotlight ministries that are making a difference where you live, across the country, and around the world.